Historic Capitals of America series. This is a journey through the cities that governed a nation. Jackson, Mississippi. The capital at the Pearl River Crossroads. Near the center of Mississippi, where the Pearl River bends through red clay, pine woods, and broad bottomlands, Jackson stands as a capital created for a purpose. It was selected, surveyed, and planned to give a young state a central meeting place. Nearly 2 centuries later, Jackson remains a city of capitol domes, railroad corridors, college campuses, museums, tree-lined neighborhoods, and Southern culture. Its character comes from the meeting of geography and public life at one enduring crossroads. People knew this landscape long before a capital appeared. Choctaw communities lived throughout central Mississippi, traveling, trading, farming, hunting, and building towns within a familiar network of rivers and forests. The Pearl River was a route as well as a resource, and the high ground above its floodplain offered a natural stopping place. By the late 18th century, LeFleur established a trading post near the river. The area became known as LeFleur's Bluff, a name still preserved by a state park in the heart of modern Jackson. Mississippi entered the Union in 1817. But its early centers of government lay far to the southwest. State leaders wanted a capital that could serve more of Mississippi. In 1821, they chose the Pearl River site and named the new city for Andrew Jackson, celebrated at the time for his victory at New Orleans. Surveyors arranged streets around public squares, giving the capital a deliberate civic pattern. Like several other American capitals, Jackson was planned to place government near the physical center of a growing state. The First Statehouse was completed in 1822. It was modest, but it established the reason Jackson existed. Offices, printing shops, taverns, churches, schools, stores, and homes gathered around the government quarter. Travelers arrived over difficult roads, and the city's early growth was measured more by function than size. Records were kept, laws were printed, mail routes converged, and public business created a dependable rhythm. The original Statehouse is gone, yet its location anchored a downtown that retained its role as Mississippi's civic center. A grander Statehouse followed. The old Capitol, first occupied in 1839, became one of the finest examples of Greek Revival public architecture in the country. Its massive limestone exterior, Ionic portico, copper dome, and central rotunda gave Jackson a landmark worthy of a state capitol. Government occupied the building until 1903. After which it served other public purposes. Restorations preserved it as the Old Capitol Museum, where visitors can study the building's architecture, the work of the legislature, governor, and courts, and the long effort required to protect historic places. Transportation transformed the capital. A railroad linking Jackson and Vicksburg was completed in 1840, and additional lines made the city an important junction. Trains brought passengers, newspapers, building materials, merchandise, and new businesses. Hotels and commercial blocks rose near the tracks, while Capitol Street became the principal downtown avenue. Steel rails connected Jackson with the Mississippi River, the Gulf South, and distant markets. The rail pattern still helps explain the shape of downtown and the neighborhoods around it. The Civil War brought the most destructive period in Jackson's early history. Its rail connections and government buildings made the city a military objective during the 1863 campaign for Vicksburg. Troops entered Jackson, rail facilities were damaged, supplies were destroyed, and fires left numerous buildings in ruins. The rows of standing chimneys produced the enduring nickname Chimneyville. Yet Jackson rebuilt. Workshops reopened, houses returned, rail service resumed, and the capital grew beyond its earlier boundaries. The episode became part of the city's identity, a reminder that Jackson has repeatedly restored itself after sudden disruption. By the turn of the 20th century, Mississippi needed a larger working capital. The present state capitol was designed by St. Louis architect Theodore Link and completed in 1903 after only 28 months of construction. The Beaux-Arts building contains 171,000 square feet, a grand rotunda, marble from several states and countries, decorative glass, sweeping staircases, and thousands of original electric light fixtures. Above the dome stands a copper eagle covered in gold leaf, 8 feet high, with a 15-foot wingspan. The Capitol remains Jackson's dominant civic landmark in one of America's distinguished statehouses. Jackson's architecture extends well beyond its two capitals. The Greek Revival Governor's Mansion, completed in 1842, gives downtown another graceful landmark. Nearby streets preserve churches, public buildings, early commercial structures, and shaded residential districts. Belhaven is known for large trees and homes from several architectural eras, while Fondren combines older storefronts with restaurants, galleries, studios, and gathering places. Across the city, red brick, columned porches, modern towers, and oak-lined streets create a varied skyline. Jackson looks less like a single planned monument than a collection of chapters built beside one another. Education became one of the capital's strongest foundations. Jackson State University, Millsaps College, Belhaven University, and nearby Tougaloo College brought classrooms, libraries, laboratories, music, theater, athletics, and generations of students to the metropolitan area. The University of Mississippi Medical Center added a major center for health education, research, and specialized care. These institutions made Jackson more than an administrative city. They created a steady exchange of ideas and talent, drew families from across Mississippi, and helped establish the capital as a place where public service, scholarship, medicine, and the arts meet. Jackson gave Mississippi one of its clearest literary voices. Eudora Welty was born in the city in 1909 and wrote her major works in the Tudor Revival House, where she lived for most of her life. Her stories, photographs, essays, and Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, The Optimist's Daughter, reached readers around the world. The Eudora Welty House and Garden preserves her books, furnishings, typewriter, artwork, and garden. It is one of the nation's most intact literary homes and a reminder that great art can begin at an ordinary desk. Music and museums add further dimensions. Jackson's churches, clubs, studios, radio stations, and record companies helped sustain gospel, blues, soul, country, and rhythm and blues traditions. The Mississippi Museum of Art grew from exhibitions organized in the early 20th century and now pairs its galleries with a welcoming downtown art garden. The Museum of Mississippi History and the Old Capitol Museum place statewide collections near the working capital. Together with theaters, archives, libraries, festivals, and neighborhood venues, these institutions make Jackson a place where Mississippi preserves its stories and continues creating new ones. Nature remains close to the capital's center. LeFleur's Bluff State Park protects 305 wooded acres with trails, fishing, camping, picnic grounds, and access to the Pearl River landscape. Within the park, the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science presents native habitats, fossils, aquariums, trails, and living species from across the state. Jackson is more than an address for government. It is LeFleur's Bluff and Chimneyville, a railroad junction and university city, a home of writers and musicians, and a capital where a golden eagle watches over the Pearl River Crossroads.